A heartbeat away, the alarm rang out. A curious blend of an ocean wave crashing and seagulls cawing. Unmistakably chosen because it never failed to wake you. You smiled at the memory of that quirky little sound and reached out to silence it. Today was December 24th, Christmas Eve, and you had a full heart despite the early wake-up call. Tossing off the soft navy blue quilt, you sat up and felt the cool hardwood floor beneath your feet, sending a shiver through you that was both invigorating and daunting. Slipping into your cozy plaid robe, you headed downstairs, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee nearly pulling you forward like a siren's call. You took a moment to lean against the kitchen counter, mug cradled in your hands, watching the misty morning unfold outside your window. You had bought this charming cottage on the edge of the Pacific after the end of your long-term relationship. A fresh start in every sense. The home echoed with memories, a blend of laughter and tears. The renovations had kept you busy, but it was the dogs, strays in need of love and care, that brought laughter back into your life. Your tongue stuck out teasingly at Bono, your aging golden retriever, who was eyeing you intently, as if silently begging for his morning walk. Once outside, you inhaled the salty breeze, the surf whispering sweet nothings that pulled at your heartstrings. Bono bounded around happily, his joyous spirit contagious, and for a while, you felt the weight of the world lift. After sealing the door behind you, you heard your phone vibrate against the countertop. Pulling it from your pocket while taking a sip of coffee, you grinned at the name that lit up the screen. Jay, good morning, gorgeous. Are you awake yet? D morning. I'm having coffee with Bono. You? Jay. Just finished at the gym. Got plans for today. D. Just the usual. You? Jay. Trying to spread holiday cheer at the community center. Want to join me? D. Love to. I'll swing by in a bit. A few minutes later, you threw on a pair of jeans and an oversized sweater, grabbed your keys, and hopped into your car. Joy filled your heart as you thought of Jamie, the woman who had made a bearable year quite memorable. You'd met at a charity event a few months ago when both of you were collecting donations for those in need. She had been shy at first, but soon revealed a fierce, passionate soul that aligned perfectly with yours. Sliding into the parking space at the center, you caught sight of her vibrant red curls before you even stepped out of your vehicle. As you approached, Jamie turned and met your gaze with a big, warm smile that lit up her whole face. Daranina, she exclaimed, wrapping you up in an embrace that felt like coming home. I didn't think you'd come. I wouldn't miss it. You laughed, the warmth radiating through your body lingering even after you pulled away. What's the plan today? Getting gifts sorted for the kids before our holiday party tonight. I even wrapped some of them myself. She winked, her playful nature bringing you to life. The two of you began sorting through boxes, chatting and teasing each other as the day unfolded. As the laughter and joy filled the center, you wondered how you'd gotten so lucky to have Jamie in your life. Later that afternoon, as you and Jamie were stacking presents, a young girl named Sophia approached you, her eyes filled with innocence and curiosity. Are you and Jamie dating? You exchanged glances with Jamie, both of you caught off guard. Jamie blushed slightly, and you felt butterflies in your stomach. Well, we're really good friends, you stammered. Another girl chimed in. Good friends? Or best friends? I saw the way you looked at each other. You chuckled nervously, wondering if you'd ever be brave enough to answer the question truthfully. Just best friends, right? Jamie said, nudging you lightly with her elbow. Right, you echoed, your heart betraying your words as your gaze met hers. You could see her eyes shimmer with a knowing glint. After the gifts were organized, the center filled with laughter, music, and warmth as the holiday party began. The lights twinkled, children played games, and you snuck a glance at Jamie while she chatted with the group. There was something undeniably magnetic about her, and in each of those stolen moments, you felt more drawn to her than ever. As the party continued, you found your way outside for some fresh air. Standing on the porch, you took in the beautiful night sky littered with stars. Jamie soon joined you, holding 2 steaming cups of hot cocoa. Thought you might need this, she smiled, her eyes softening in the dim light. Perfect, thank you, you said, gratefully accepting the cup and allowing the warmth to seep through your fingers. Remember when we first met? How awkward I was? Jamie asked, laughter dancing in her voice. Ah yes, you were adorable, you teased, feeling your cheeks flush. What's it like being with someone who gets to see your goodness every day? She asked, her voice dropping to a serious whisper that made your pulse race. You took a deep breath, the air thick with unsaid feelings as you looked into her soulful eyes. It's beautiful, but it's terrifying too, you confessed. To have someone see everything about you and still want to be there. I feel the same way, she interrupted, her gaze unwavering. You bring light into my life, Daranina. And it scares me. Why does it scare you? You asked, heart pounding in anticipation. Because what if one day, she shrugged, her demeanor shifting to vulnerability. What if you decide I'm not worth it? Or what if I mess things up? Jamie, you said softly, stepping closer, feeling the warmth of her body almost touch yours. You could never mess things up. But what if we both just took a leap? She searched your eyes, searching for the truth behind your words. You really mean that? You nodded, feeling your heart swell. You are the person I never realized I needed. I want to spend Christmas and every day after with you. Marry me. Jamie gasped, her hands trembling as she looked at you. Are you serious? I've never been more serious in my life, you said, breathless. The wind blew softly through your hair as you both stood there, the world fading away, waiting with bated breath for her response. I've been waiting for you to ask me that for what feels like forever, she beamed, tears sparkling in her eyes. Yes, yes, a million times yes. Leaving the chaos of the party behind you, you pulled her into an embrace, hearts racing. 2 souls intertwined, finally acknowledging the truth that had danced in the shadows between you. As you held her in your arms, you felt hope rise, bringing with it the promise of love and a future you had only begun to dream of together. Continue the story. The warmth of Jamie's embrace enveloped you. The world around you faded into the background. The laughter and chatter from the holiday party seemed distant, almost like a dream you could barely grasp. All that mattered was the woman in your arms, her heartbeat resonating with your own. Pulling back slightly, you cupped her face in your hands, searching her eyes for confirmation of this shared moment. Jamie's lips were slightly parted in disbelief, yet a radiant smile bloomed, illuminating her features even in the muted glow of the porch lights. Can you believe it? She whispered, her voice a mixture of wonder and excitement. We're really doing this, aren't we? Absolutely, you replied, your voice steady as conviction settled in your heart. We both took the leap together. And now we get to figure this out together. Taking her hand, you laced your fingers with hers, feeling the spark of connection that had always existed between you. The world may have thrown challenges your way, but this moment felt like the culmination of everything you both had worked through over the past months. You could almost hear the echo of laughter and joy from inside the community center beckoning you to return. But you cherished this moment. The plan could wait. What if we announce it at the party? Jamie suggested, her eyes twinkling mischievously. It'll be the best Christmas surprise. You chuckled, imagining the joy on the kids' faces and the delighted cheers from your friends. That would be amazing. Let's do it. You both stepped back into the vibrant atmosphere of the party, hand in hand, ready to share your news. As you made your way toward the center of the room, the laughter and chatter filled your ears with a symphony of warmth. The sight of decorations hung lovingly around was a beautiful backdrop for what would now become a very special moment. Hey everyone, Jamie called out, her voice ringing with excitement. Heads turned in your direction, curiosity illuminating their expressions. You felt your heart race with a mix of anticipation and nervousness. Jamie leaned closer to you, her warmth radiating in waves as she spoke. We have some news to share. I mean, we were going to wait until our own private moment, but why not share it with all of you? The crowd shifted, eyes widening, and you couldn't help but grin. With her support, the rush of everything leading up to this moment swept over you. Jamie took a deep breath, and you could see her excitement mounting. We're engaged, she declared, holding up the simple yet beautiful gold ring. It shimmered under the lights, glinting as though it held the very essence of joy. The room erupted in cheers, applause, and delighted gasps. It felt as though the air had become charged with happiness, as people rushed forward to congratulate you both. Children rushed to your side, eyes wide and sparkling, while your friends gathered in a tight circle, offering hugs and words of celebration. Did you really just ask her at Christmas Eve? Caden said, playfully rolling his eyes, though you could see the genuine pride shining through. Absolutely. Best present I could give, you replied, squeezing Jamie's hand, still in disbelief that you were sharing this happiness with everyone you loved. As the celebration continued, laughter filled the air, mingling with the sweet smell of cocoa and cinnamon. You found yourself lost in Jamie's eyes across the room, the warmth of the moment contrasting with the cold winter night outside. Later, as the party wound down and families began to disperse, you and Jamie found a moment of quiet amidst the magical chaos. Stepping outside into the chilly night, the stars twinkled overhead, unmoved by the festivities. The air felt crisp and alive, and you breathed deeply, savoring the fullness of the moment. Can you believe we just did that? Jamie asked, shaking her head in disbelief, yet excitement danced on her features. Not one bit, you said, your heart swelling again as you reached for her, pulling her close. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. Me neither, she laughed softly, leaning her forehead against yours. I never imagined finding someone who feels like home. Thank you for being you, Darnina. No, thank you for being you, you replied, your breath mingling in the space between you. You brought life back into my world. She looked at you, her eyes brimming with an understanding far deeper than words could convey. You leaned in, capturing her lips with yours, a delicate touch that quickly deepened, wrapping both of you in warmth against the chilly air. The kiss felt like a promise, a commitment to cherish each other, come what may. Breaking apart, you realized that moving forward meant building a life together, embracing every moment of joy and struggle. The fading traces of the party echoed in your mind, the laughter, the love, and the magic that Christmas brought. You smiled as you held Jamie's hand tighter. How about we make a plan? A wedding planning plan? You suggested, a mischievous sparkle gleaming in your eye. Are you serious? We just got engaged, Jamie exclaimed, laughing. But I like the way you think. Let's dive into this adventure together. And so, standing beneath the vast star-studded sky, you and Jamie mapped out your dreams, hopes, and a future filled with not just love but purpose. That evening became the first chapter in a story that was uniquely yours. A story of romance, friendship, and the magic of coming home to each other. As you laughed under the stars, you felt sure of one thing. No matter where life led together, you would navigate every twist and turn, lovingly hand in hand. Continue the story, Ada echoed as you and Jamie walked hand in hand back into the community center, the warmth from inside enveloping you both like a blanket. Chairs were starting to be stacked, music faded to a comfortable murmur, and the decorations sparkled dimly, casting soft shadows across the room. With each step, the reality of your engagement settled in. This was it. This was your life unfolding in beautifully unexpected ways. All right, what's first on our wedding planning agenda? Jamie asked, a playful smirk gracing her lips as she leaned against the doorframe. Well, You began, adopting a mock-serious tone. First, we need to decide on the color scheme. My vote is for something eclectic, maybe a mix of jewel tones. Jamie's eyes shone at the suggestion. I love it. Rich emerald greens with deep purples, and maybe some gold accents for a little sparkle? Now we're talking, you responded, your excitement bubbling over as you stepped further into the room. And once we sort that out, it'll be time to talk venues. I know a few beautiful places by the ocean. Always with the ocean. I love it. Jamie laughed, swinging your intertwined hands gently. Maybe we could even incorporate some sandy hues in the decor, since the beach is such a big part of our lives. The chatter continued as you made your way through the remaining party-goers, many of whom stopped to congratulate you both again. Every hug and well-wish sent sparks of joy resonating between you two. The warmth and happiness were almost palpable, wrapping around you like a protective cocoon. As people filtered out, you held tight to Jamie, feeling solid in your decision, despite the whirlwind of emotions. Once the last of the guests had departed, you and Jamie started to clean up, pulling crumpled wrapping paper from the floor and stacking empty boxes. The air was filled with soft laughter and playful banter as you worked side by side. Jamie, remember when we did this for the charity event last year? You reminisced, glancing over at her with a smile. We were so inexperienced. I thought we'd never get through the mountain of gifts. She laughed, shaking her head. You were a total pro. I just followed your lead. But look at us now, conquering the world of holiday parties with style. You know, you said, pausing as you turned serious for a moment. I never expected to meet someone who'd make this all feel so real again. After everything, I never thought I could feel this way again. Neither did I, Jamie admitted softly, her expression turning earnest. But with you I feel safe and cherished. I wouldn't trade this feeling for anything. She took a step closer, her gaze fixing on yours, and the room around you dimmed, focusing only on the electric connection between you. Neither would I, you responded, your voice thick with emotion as you leaned in, letting your lips brush against hers, a breath of love shared in the stillness. The lingering kiss intertwined your hearts even more tightly, confirming the bond that existed between you. As the last box was set aside, and the decorations were neatly organized, you looked around, taking in the sense of accomplishment mixed with warmth and happiness that flowed through the air. You stepped outside for a moment of fresh air, where the stars twinkled brightly against the deep velvet of the night sky. Can you believe we're engaged? You asked, glancing sideways at Jamie while resting your arm around her shoulders. Honestly, it still feels surreal, she chuckled, playfully nudging you. But it's also the most wonderful thing I could ever imagine. I always wanted to spend my life with someone who really gets me, and now I get to share that with you. Same here, you mused, lost in the depth of her eyes. I never want this moment to end. Just the two of us, under the stars, dreaming about our future. Jamie nodded, her gaze pulled away momentarily as she spotted something. Hey, are you ready for this? Because surprise, she said, gesturing toward a nearby truck that had discreetly parked across the street. You squinted, recognition dawning as your heart raced. What's that? You asked, a mix of curiosity and excitement bubbling up. As the truck's back doors swung open, all at once, several familiar faces emerged, waving enthusiastically. Surprise party part 2, Caden yelled, grabbing a few friends who had helped orchestrate it all. They charged toward you, arms wide open, as more laughter erupted around you. Seriously? You all didn't have to. Jamie laughed, shaking her head in disbelief at the sudden influx of celebration. Oh, come on. We couldn't let you two get away without a proper engagement party. One of the friends chimed in, clutching a stack of cupcakes decorated with tiny wedding rings made of fondant. Plus, we had to celebrate with style, Caden added, his signature grin plastered across his face. Before you could respond, arms enveloped you from the sides as people joined in for group hugs. More congratulations pouring in as the excitement spread through the air once more. In that moment, everything felt perfect: the laughter, the love, the community that wrapped around you both like a safety blanket. As the party unfolded under the stars, you and Jamie found yourselves surrounded by friends old and new, feasting, sharing stories, and toasting to your future. The evening blended into a delightful mix of joy and connection, each moment creating unbreakable bonds that deepened with each shared laugh and celebration. Hours passed in a blissful blur. You found sanctuary in quiet moments tucked away with Jamie, sipping hot cocoa, exchanging heartfelt words, and weaving dreams together. You looked at her, the woman who had transformed your life, and felt the weight of love enveloping you both. As the moon rose higher, casting silvery light over the gathering, Jamie gazed up at the stars and turned to you with a brilliant smile. You know, these stars are just like our love, so many little lights shining brightly, each one contributing to the vastness of the universe. You grinned back, feeling your heart swell with happiness and optimism. And together, we'll create a constellation of our own. Our love will guide us through every storm and every starry night. With laughter trailing after you, you clinked your cups, savoring this moment that felt like the beginning of an extraordinary adventure together. And in that embrace, surrounded by the laughter of friends and the enchanting glow of the stars, you knew it was only the beginning. From this point forward, anything felt possible.